Hello YouTube, Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Before we get started today, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, which is where I have been recently. Not to bum anybody out, but there was a death of a close family member of mine, and for about a week there, I was, dealing with the logistics of being an adult. And after that finished up, I just kind of found it a little bit difficult to find the energy to sit down and record. And so I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things. I, take a lot of enjoyment from this and my interaction with all of the viewers. And so it's something that, I've not lost the desire to do. But for a while there, making sure that I went to work was about all of the energy that I could muster out of my day. So with that, let's get back into the happy sunshine world of the Darkest Dungeon. I am going to pop over to our embarkation screen where I've actually already selected a party. This guy should be okay. I sort of thought about taking out the Grouchette in the way of a Houndmaster, but I think I'm going to leave him for just a moment, and instead we're going to board the Soul Train. And kind of looking at what our options are here. Vengeful Boots. Have I? Oh, Musketeer only. Yeah. That's interesting. So, I wonder how that played out. There was a bug that made the Musketeer briefly available. I don't have a Musketeer, but now Musketeer trinkets are available. I'm pretty sure that they patched it and removed the Musketeer shortly after that. But it seems like the maybe the trinkets are just sort of left over. I don't know. Beastslayer's Ring is not bad early on. The Agility Talon could use a little work, and I'm kind of just looking at. I was wanting to go for the medium dungeon, but the Gambler's Charm is really nothing that excites me. So I think the trip to the Warrens makes the most sense. We'll get a Beastslayer's Ring, which is helpful in certain situations, against beast-type enemies. Certain bosses that could be really good for. We're digging through common trinkets, so I can't imagine that we're looking for anything totally amazing. So let's go ahead and pop into our provisioning screen. And our plan is to grab all our food. We're going to the Warrens. What do you say? 2 shovels. I think we can make do with just a little bit of the other stuff. Something like that. It's a short dungeon, so let's say 1 key. And I don't think holy water is warranted, and we're not taking any torches with us. So we'll go ahead and get this party restarted. Hopefully I remember the controls for the PS4 version, but I think we'll be okay.
They breed quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Now, we need to complete 100% of room battles, but there is no need to go this way to accomplish that. So what I'm thinking is we pop out just to grab that little bit of gold, and then we're going to head this way. The map navigation has certainly grown on me a bit. I just sort of trip, for lack of a better term. I think I trip over some of the other UI a little bit too often. No, I don't want to discard it. I want to use it. Okay, I don't hold it down. I just press it, and that allows us to get a medicinal herbs buff, which is a plus 30% damage until camp. We're not going to be camping down here, so that's fairly worthwhile. And then there we go. That's how I can detrap disarm. Okay, I have to kind of cycle through the characters and then use L2 to get their status effects. So, of course, we're going to use the Highwayman with his 90% trap disarm. That just seems like a pretty obvious choice. And we'll find our first room battle here to greet us. Alright, spiders. I feel like spiders can generally go one of 2 ways. Either we get marked very early on, just like that, and then everybody focus fires on one party member, kind of like that, which leads to a pretty gruesome death pretty quickly. Or we manage to outspeed our opponents, and spiders are relatively squishy, so they die fairly easily.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Yeah, right now we're leaning a little bit towards that first option there of having somebody focus fire us down. Okay, so this could do 7 to 13. Wow, they got a double dodge. Okay, that's not lovely. Divine Grace is the only thing that makes any sense there. Now, of course, Dismas is still in a very hairy situation.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
What with being marked and blighted.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
I would kind of like the battle to end.
Executed
Or
with impunity.
we need our Vestal to go fast enough that she heals him before a Death's Door check. Okay, that did happen. I feel like he's probably got enough blight that it's not going to matter. Okay, only 3. Yeah, Curing Blight. Curing Blight is definitely worthwhile. Oh man, there we go. We switch to that, and then we use that. Okay, it did work.
Press this advantage.
2.
Give them no quarter.
You know, maybe a little dicey, all things considered. I do want to take this as an opportunity to use some food, and I think I'm going to stay away from that curio. Alright then, so we didn't die. Maybe got a little close to it though. Did I? No, let's just skip it. Okay. Hallway fight. And then we know we've got an empty room after that. Actually, I can't really look at my map while I'm in a fight, apparently. What am I wanting to do here? Damage seems the most dangerous. Wow, that's a poor time to dodge. I'd say damage seems the most dangerous, compared to stress at the moment. So I'm probably going to worry a little bit more about these guys up front that tend to hit a bit harder. For example, that hook where it hurt. Of course, it's not going to take an awful lot of stress to change my mind about that. Now, 9 to 18. That seems legit. One more relatively minor hit to him. Of course, the stun to my healer.
Death waits.
Is it making me feel great? It's interesting just how much the light level is changing.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
What's going on here? I feel like just a little less balanced with everything, where the crit chance on both sides is leading to wild sort of shifts
Decimated.
back and forth between whether or not we're absolutely destroying them or absolutely getting destroyed. However, something contributing to that may necessarily be the low level of my characters right now. I think my favorite part of the game is once you've gotten to the point that everybody has trinkets that you're comfortable with. You know, everybody has...
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Everybody has like a fairly robust selection of the rarest of trinkets to kind of build a character that you want to see. You know, that way it's not just, oh, my highwayman plays however the game randomly rolled a highwayman for me. You know, that you've got an opportunity to have gotten the skills you want, gotten the trinkets to support those skills, that sort of thing. So maybe in the level 3 to level 4 range, I think is when
Such
things...
blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Are when things are generally the most fun for me, where you've got like a little bit of flesh in the game. You can't just ignore... What do I want to do here? Maybe a disorienting blast, but I think I'm going to just set up for a Plague Doctor and a Highwayman to be able to kill the second rank. There we go.
Continue the onslaught.
And then...
Destroy them all.
yeah, I think that'll work. We'll probably stand for some party healing by now. In the late game... Honestly, in the late game, for me anyway, losing characters...
Another abomination cleansed from our land.
Starts to hurt too much. You've got too much invested, and you need to play it safe too often. There's no more need to roll the dice on like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go fight that shambler. Like, things like that just... they're not worth it anymore. You've put probably like 30 or 40,000 gold into each of your high-level characters. Losing one of them is a fairly large setback. With the Purge, I guess? It's either that or the self-heal. So that sort of mid-game, I think, is when I'm having the most fun.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Early on, things tend to kind of be a little inconsistent with what you're capable of, and it leads to...
And now, the darkness holds dominion. Black as death.
Well, it leads to playing a little fast and loose sometimes with, things like wandering around in the pitch blackness, hoping not to encounter a shambler. And... looks like I should be able to... I guess the damage up for Dismoss makes the most sense. I don't think those would stack. I don't think I can end up with plus 60 until camp. Wonderful. We should probably actually do something about that. Bandage. There we go. Alright, and this should be the end of this dungeon. Yeah, we know we're going to have a room fight because we need to complete 100% of room battles, and we haven't done so just yet. Dismoss's health still like a little bit lower than you should feel comfortable with. That's 4 to 7. That is 4 to 8 plus the bleed. Didn't quite land the bleed. And that is unfortunate, because I think it would have kept him from attacking at all. That I can live with. We're definitely going to come out of this one with a bit more stress than I think we've felt to date. But I think we're going to live, assuming nothing horrifying happens here. So 9 to 18, or 10 to 21. Let's go here with the big miss. That is probably going to land us back on Death's Door. Yep. Now. Don't love that.
Another life wasted in the pursuit of glory.
Love that.
Gold.
Even less. Okay then. I guess we go here or here. He's already... There's something that lets me see his status. There we go. 4 per round. He's not going to die from it. If we get him up to 5, he will. Or even the 2 damage from just the physical attack. So he'll get 1 more off. He can focus elsewhere. Wow. That vomit for... I think it would have just been like a single damage or something. It's more of a status effect kind of attack. But with no opportunity to heal before it, that's the way the cookie be crumbling. as I was just saying, you know, I don't think we're going to lose anybody on this run. I can't hit the back of the enemy party, which is a little unfortunate. Let's go for the dazzling light. Fail to get the stun. Get punished for it. Okay. They had no trouble with the stun. I suppose I should have seen the writing on the wall with just the fact that we are talking about a fight starting in pitch dark. Yeah, it's just a 1 damage stress attack. That's so painful. Getting vomited on to death. Like, what does that even entail? 6 to 11?
Their formation is broken.
Okay.
Maintain the offensive.
Like, what does it mean to have gotten vomited on to death? Like, he aspirated? Like, did the other guy vomited on him and it clogged his airway? Is that where we're going? I keep doing that. Nope, I keep doing that. I thought it was that button. Hold on. How do I check their status? I hold down some button. At least I thought I did. So that gets me my status effects. But it doesn't get me theirs? No? Oh, I can... It does get me theirs. I can go all the way over to theirs. And it's not even that it lets me see all of them. It just rotates through the status effects. Or, I guess in the case of whether or not I had, like, trap disarm, that's why I could rotate through every character. I see. I'm making a little bit more sense out of it at all times. So he's taking 4 from that, which means it'll kill him before he acts again. However, the clear all corpses is probably the only thing of value we can contribute here. So bring him up, hope that he doesn't dodge, and
unforeseen,
instead
unforgiving,
finish it off with a Vestal. Okay. Take all.
These
Completed.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
We'll remain for just a moment and do the unlocking. Oh, it's an unlocked strongbox, so we actually don't need to use anything on it. The contents are mine. Woohoo.
Some experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
Yeah. Dismas gave his life to clear out the Warrens here. It's okay though. He's alive and well in the multiverse of the Darkest Dungeon and many other save games, both mine and for others. All right, and ooh, weak grip on life, armor tinker, second wind, demonomania. And can I? There we go. I think I pressed L1 to get this. I was pressing a lot of buttons. Okay. Least possessed by demons. That's actually probably one of the worst. My least favorite quirk is always going to be the one that takes away some player agency, that removes the ability for the player to decide what they're going to do. So the things like demonomania, where Tarnabut there would just decide to interact with something, that's the stuff that I don't want.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Man, a day long awaited. That's actually relatively awesome. I hope, and I probably do, I hope I've got the heirlooms to get another roster slot. So word of our predicament has spread, and a new crop of aspiring corpses step from the stagecoach. Oh, I love that. Aspiring corpses. And we get 6 more recruits than usual. So over here in the stagecoach, and also notice the little art, there's a bunch of people standing around the stagecoach. It looks like a houndmaster and a bounty hunter shaking hands in front. And yeah, we get like a fairly robust offering of characters. That is great. I have never seen that town event, and there is certainly going to be plenty that I'm going to want to recruit. Now let's see if I've got Hero Barracks increases roster size.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
And increases roster size. So yeah, so I should be able to pick up literally all of these guys, which I'm pretty okay with. I can't see any real reason not to do so. Like the only character that I think I might want to like not get overstocked on would be like the antiquarian, right?
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
Oh, never mind. I can't fit all of them. Okay. So maybe I should have been paying more attention to a Crusader and an Abomination. The Abomination could probably be left behind due to the sort of difficulty in pairing them with other party members. So let's see here. Resilient and stress faster. Light sensitive and fear of mankind. Winded, thick-blooded, natural eye. That's probably better, to be perfectly honest. And then see if I can remember what the buttons do without the tooltip coming up. It's not that. That's stress level. That's activity. I want class, honestly. Are none of them class? Is there not a class sort? Did I imagine that there's been a class sort all this time? Nope. Huh. I would really have loved to have just seen what I have a lot of. And right now I think Reynald is our only Crusader. We have one Abomination. Any class we have two of? You know what? Instead of having two Houndmasters, so we've got one that's resilient, a gambler, and a kleptomaniac. The other with natural eye, but a torn rotator cuff. So if I can remember how to get up there to look at, there we go. Accuracy. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so less physical damage, but more ranged. Kleptomaniac is pretty bad, although I would consider Gambler to be pretty good. So, you know what I'm going to do? I don't need to... Or my thought is, anyway, that I don't need two level 0 of the same class. So I'm going to...
This one has become vestigial. Useless.
So I'm going to drop one of the Houndmasters in order to pick up the other level 0 Crusader. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that week's town event. I think it'll come in quite handy for us in the long term. As you can see, there's lots of little exclamation points over everything as they've just sort of unlocked most everything. I think right now I don't have the ability to do camping skills out with the wilderness trainer person over there. There we go. Survivalist. Complete more quests to unlock. Indeed. And the Nomad Wagon is complete more quests to unlock. But everything else is up and running for me, which I think is wunderbar. I am probably going to need to stick a few characters in the de-stressor, and maybe a few others can look at getting some negative quirks, although I don't know that investing the money in them just yet is something that's worthwhile. I may let them churn a little bit longer and settle on people with level 2 starting to actually get some money invested in them. But we'll save that decision to make for another day. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and if you have, feel free to subscribe. There's lots more on the channel. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.